A Mistress Ruka, you say? Ayo guys, we are back once again for Rent a Girlfriend Tuesdays, and this chapter was not the chapter we needed, but it has all the setup for chapter 406 to hopefully succeed. It's a Kazuya focused chapter, so there's a lot to dive into, but before that, let's kick the video off by hitting that like button, that hype button if you're on mobile, and subscribe because it's Christmas and it's the month of giving. So on to the chapter, we still have the black boxes of death here, and as we flip the page, we have a chapter cover page, and it looks like it's Ruka at the konbini buying the condoms. I think that's her, right? It's so hard to tell from behind. And also, is that the guy that's crashing over at Kazuya's place? Is it possible this is actually like Kazuya's family store here? That would be a crazy coincidence. But back to the chapter, Kazuya is still out like a light, and Ruka finally wakes him up, and then the realization that he has busted and runs away saying sorry and needs to use the bathroom. But hold that thought, guys. This isn't the sorry from the hint, at least I don't think so. It's not the sorry that we're looking for, so just wait a bit. But here we see that the post-nut clarity I was talking about is hitting, but in all seriousness, I do want to say that we are seeing a full regret here from Kazuya as he starts to think about Chizuru. And also, what the hell, K-Manga? No black boxes here, but you put some at the start. What's going on here? But I do want to say that Ruka here is really starting to worry me. It doesn't look like too much of a regretful look from Ruka. Her heart is still racing, and well, we'll have more to talk about it at the end of the chapter. Because here we see Kazuya regrettably looking at his boxers, reflecting on this disgusting loss. But seriously, why is he over them like this? But no, let's actually look at this a little bit more seriously. Kazuya knows that he messed up. He knows as a virgin, saying no to a swimsuit wearing Ruka is damn near level impossible. But also here we see the acknowledgement from him that he knows that she went a little too far here. And as we go deeper, we see the deep despair of regret, like why would this happen now when everything seems to be looking up for him and Chizuru, and how Chizuru is going to react to this. And then here we get like two comical reactions, one of her being disgusted by it and telling Kazuya to forget about July 11th and his hair looking not good, or maybe she just attacks him by saying that he's a liar for saying that she loved him and doing this disgusting thing that maybe he's just trying to use her, and then also his hair looks really horrible. And while this is meant to be funny, honestly this won't be her reaction if she were ever to find out what just happened, because Kazuya always misunderstands Chizuru's feelings. We see it all the time with his wild imaginations, and especially in this case because of what just happened was really against his will. But of course we have to actually wait and see if Chizuru actually finds out about it, because for the most part maybe Kazuya will keep this a secret, but maybe there's a big setup here that she is going to find out. And also on the emphasis on the hair, I think we all know that Chizuru is going to actually like the hair. For the most part, actually Kazuya has been getting a lot of compliments for it. And of course Kazuya is freaking out here because this could really ruin everything, all the progress he saved post rejection. And then here we actually see the I'm sorry from the hint, and regrettably again it doesn't come from Ruka to Kazuya, but here it is at least from Kazuya to Chizuru because of the thought that he failed Chizuru, and this is kind of major for his character. Because like I said in the last video, I don't want to see an I'm sorry from Kazuya to Ruka because Ruka has to do it first. But I do believe there is some room where Kazuya should apologize to Ruka because it is also partly his fault that this has gone as long as it has. And here we see that Kazuya finally has some time to think about what Ruka has said, and we get even more insight on it, and from his point of view it is not a good sign for Ruka's character. Because when she said she's okay being second, did she actually mean being a mistress, being the side chick? And oh god, Kazuya ain't lying when he says that. That sounds so tempting. Sorry guys, I know. It's still the little bit of the Ruka fan inside of me. And once again, this shows how he hates his own sexual drive and being a man, a virgin man, but honestly and truthfully, he shouldn't be so hard on himself for it. He should remember that it's actually really normal to have these kind of thoughts. I mean, we are men, but also focusing on making the right choice and not acting on it. However, here, you know, there was the lack of acting that led to this scenario. And then we get to the topic that Ruka always suspected that Chizuru and Kazuya were always together and never acknowledging it. And then Kazuya has a realization that he was not being slick on their last date. He was so obvious, but Ruka was really that delusional and trying to ignore it all and believing that everything was going well. And then finally going back to the topic of doing it, Ruka's first time, even as tempting as it is, there is no way that he can be her first, because there is no way he's going to continue leading her on. Because this is the beginning of the end. Kazuya looks ready to finally confront her head on, because this could happen again, and depending how everything goes here, it might be actually the end of this relationship. And I truly hate the way that this has to end. Why did you have to do it this way, Reiji? Why couldn't you let Ruka just, you know, bow and gracefully get out of this? So as Kazuya is getting ready to face Ruka, Ruka is still half dressed up, and her reaction here is still pretty strong. Like, look at her fist. She is actually holding a a strong fist here. Maybe Ruka has something to say here too, and hopefully it's a good thing, maybe not, because Kazuya points out that she's dressed up even though it's halfway, and she says that she knows that a guy can't get back up right away, and no, this is not the reaction I want. Like I said earlier, she doesn't seem to be very regretful of what just happened here. She might even be thinking about doing it again. Hopefully I'm wrong, but this does not look like a good sign. Depending on how this goes, this might be even worse for Ruka, the way she reacts and, handles this whole conversation. This might be even worse for her character. What are you doing, Reiji? Please don't do this. I just gotta get ready for this terrible fallout. It's not looking good, guys. This is not looking good. And as the chapter comes to an end, because Kazuya is going to start out this discussion, it's not actually the end of the chapter because we actually get to see Chizuru on a train still thinking about the kiss. And guys, look at that little smirk. She wants even more kisses, but Ruka's over here stealing them away from her. But this poor girl is so still down bad for Kazuya and losing so much focus that she missed her train stop. And what is going to go on here? Is this a possible setup for Ruka and Chizuru to cross paths? Because I doubt Chizuru is going to go to Kazuya's new apartment here. She might not even know where he actually lives. Then again, she could text Kazuya to ask to meet up since she's in the area, but maybe she actually doesn't know where in the area he actually is. But as you guys can see, I'm definitely just overthinking it. I truly still think that Reiji is trying to keep these characters separated until July 11th. But let me know if you guys think that's wrong. But here it could totally be a different point of time of the day where Ruka leaves Kazuya's apartment and runs into Chizuru at the train stop, and then even more chaos comes from it. But I don't want to delve into this too much because it might not be that, but the final point of this is, if they do run into each other, does Ruka say the truth of what happened here or tells Chizuru that Kazuya finally broke up with her? But let's put a hold on this first because we still have to navigate through the post-nut clarity conversation. Kazuya is obviously full of so much regret because he lost total control here. And once again, I want to say that Kazuya shouldn't be so hard on himself because you can still be in love and have these kind of thoughts and weaknesses. And I know that a lot of people are going to judge him for not reacting well here and also having these thoughts of a Mistress Ruka, but let's not forget that he's still a young guy, a virgin who has a lot of sexual drive. But what's important here is that he wants to do the right thing every time. Of course, he doesn't actually go through with it, especially here. He does make mistakes, but that's just being human, right? So now let's just believe in Kazuya to do the right thing and see how he stands up to the swimsuit clad wearing level 100 knight that is Ruka. It's going to be tough, almost impossible. Because honestly guys, I am so afraid of how Ruka is going to react here. Is she going to admit that she messed up here, or is she going to still try and keep this toxic relationship going? Seriously, her last comment really worried me. Like, she knows that the first time it failed, but hey, you could still get up in an hour, right? We could still try to do this, right? And that really worries me. Like, she's still only partially dressed here and it looks like she's ready to go again. But hopefully Kazuya can reach her and then both these characters can be salvaged from this really rough situation. And then we have the hint for the next chapter and it looks like it's the moment of the sage, and I have no idea what this means. Are we going to see a Kazuya finally wise up like a wise man? I think that's what sage means here, and get through this conversation and surprising us with some awareness that we have never seen? Or is this maybe a reference to another character? Maybe Mini? I don't know. That is Kazuya's only support team that he has. I have no idea what this could mean. And then the worst part, guys, is that we do have to wait because we have, unfortunately, a break next week. So I'm sorry for the bad news, guys, but let me know what you thought about the chapter below and let me know what you guys are expecting for the next chapter. So for next week, let's just plan it right here. We're gonna have another prediction video for chapter 406, so the best comments on this video are going to get focused on that video. And also another question, guys, how do you guys feel about a faceless live stream so we can actually discuss this further next week? Let me know down in the comments as well. And as always, guys, if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to hit the like and hype buttons. That will help me out so much. And while you're down there, why not hit the subscribe button and help me end the year strong, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Can you guys believe that Chainsaw Man got snubbed at the Golden Globe Awards?